All right, bros. I wonder who's in here right now. Let's look. What up, Aaron? How's your life going? Just give me a sec. Let me pull up my I'm pulling up my channel. There's a lot of shit because like I'm. Oh, how's did you set up your like? I think what you're gonna get married, right? What was the? You set up a time? Right, give me one sec. Let me just pull up my my account here, so I can like see myself live. For some reason, it's not logging into YouTube and pulling it up. So this, cool. Damn, man, that's like a whole year. I'll be back in one sec. Just give me a sec. All right, homies. How's everyone doing? I haven't seen you guys for so long. So this is my first stream on this new channel because well, I'm still logged into Trader Sid, but on that channel, what happened is that they got me like I have a strike, and I did some streams there, and I'm so basically I don't want to take a chance on that channel, so I figured make this channel anyway. Cause this is gonna be my channel for like I'm gonna be doing like a daily trading show, and so yeah, uh, I have had like Bacon and Jonas and Derek and Tom. So I did a whole bunch of shows till now, and I was doing some shows on the presidential election on Tuesday. And basically, I got a strike because apparently fucking CNN tracks their feeds, and they got me because of that. Uh, is everyone hearing me? Number one, I guess I should have asked them. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. So basically, that's I've been busy with a lot of different projects, and uh, one of the project that I also like a trading show, quote unquote, and so I don't exactly have a certain like way permanent yet where what I'm gonna be doing on the show, but it's essentially my plan is to have like a kind of like a outlook, like going over what happened in the market and outlook and stuff like that. And the last 1 week or so, me, like I said, like Jonas and everyone coming over, and I've been pretty much right onto a T. And so I figured, I'm just gonna do it every day. And move it to this new channel. And so it took me some time to get everything set up and ready to go. So yep, finally it's up and running. Freddie, man, how's your life going? And I wish you guys had like your own like um, mics and shit. I can have you log, like get you onto my like I don't know Skype or whatever. That'd be sweet as hell, All the guys that I used to know, shit, they're all the same, chatting at the same time. Eric's here, Freddy's here. Who else here? At one time, like in my real old channel, uh, I would have like 10, 15 people on my chats, and most of them were like people I didn't know. And let's see. So the way I'm gonna be advertising it is he's gonna be doing advertising because he basically knows. So I'm sure you guys have heard of like SEO, search engine optimization, and social media optimization. So that's what he does. In fact, he has been doing this since he doesn't have a job. Like now, I don't have a job, but he hasn't had a job in like 2 3 years because I supported everyone so he can stay home and learn all the kind of stuff. So uh, basically, the way we're gonna be marketing this is it takes a lot more work than it looks. So in the front end, you're gonna see me more, see me more like on Twitter, on Facebook, on on things like tweets, seeking alpha, places like them. But it's more so actual creating articles, creating like books, ebooks, strategies, things. What happens is that then you can market them. So in other words, you're not necessarily marketing yourself outright, but you're marketing, like things that I do. Let's say, just a little bit about Greeks on options. Like if I'm able to make a little book, like a little booklet, then you can advertise it on Amazon. And there's different ways. And essentially, it's like think of marketing as like gaming a system. So effectively, everyone's gaming a system, And so the thing is that to what extent are you gaming it in like the normie way? You know what I mean? Like the way that everyone would think, versus in what sense are you gaming it in? Let's say you have to think of like campaigns and different ways to kind of like get an edge. You know, let's say for example you want to sell a house, and you want to sell a house, and who's gonna buy a house? So who's coming over here? Well, people from California, right? So in fact, you're not gonna be, you could go to California, right? And like you can be like, there's groups in California that say golf courses or whatever, golf clubs or not golf clubs, golfing clubs. Sorry. So you can, let's say, be part of their golf club group, right? And what you do then is that because those kind of people are going to be moving over, and so if let's say if there's 1,000 people in this group, and people say, hey, I'm doing this and this, I'm going to Texas, I'm moving down to Texas, and so right there you can then promote your stuff. So it's just that's just an example as to how creative, or how kind of like you have to have that edge to market things. So that's something that my brother comes in and he does that. For example, let's say, like you want to sell a house. So most people don't like. Why do people go to Instagram? Because there are a bunch of whores there, right? It's just all pictures. So what happens is that everyone wants to look at tits and asses, but at the same time, though, it's really, it's all about showmanship, right? It's all about the presentation. What a bacon! Good to see you. Here's my regular. He's gonna be the co-host in like the second he gets his fucking mic, he's gonna be my co-host. So what happens is that let's say you go to Instagram and you can then let's say take pictures, the same thing, take nice pictures of whatever house you're selling, post it on Instagram. And the reason is by in of itself that becomes like a selling point. It's credibility. If people house and nice ass pictures, I used to be amateur photographer, right? So let's say people see nice ass pictures, they already get bought in. They want to know more about it, right? So in other words, I got a lead already without having without having to like, actually like go there and talking to people and to move over all this kind of shit. So that's thinking of marketing online. You have to think in ways that you're not like, hey, I'm just gonna go on Twitter and I'm gonna press what I think about something. It's not that. So, and the other thing is also is that if you're able to code, and if you're able to, let's say, quote unquote black hat coding, maybe like on the edge of hacking shit like that, that also helps. So things like linking, understanding linking. If you search something on YouTube or online, such as best way to trade options or best way to trade forex, or like how to trade. So if someone, let's say, creates an article or creates like a whole bunch of articles, right? Google thinks that you are like a specialist, and so then what you do is basically you link them. Now you have to link them and not because what is linking is like popularity. Like you are a expert, and so what Google does then is this guy is, this guy's the go-to for trading or advising, right? And so what happens then is your shit gets to be ranked number one or number two. So stuff like that. So now you can make it look, you're just linking every day because then, the computer would know that you're lying. I mean, that's fake. So that's when my brother comes in. Basically, he has this little bot, and what it does is it quote unquote makes links randomly, and then it links that link from wherever sites or random sites, and then like it'll be like drip feeding it every day, or not every day, but at a certain in a way that makes it look it's like natural. Just like one of many examples. So that's marketing. I wanted to talk about yeah, trade like Sid going. I'm gonna, that's marketing. So that's just a little one example of how marketing works, and that works for pretty much everything, online. That's what I'm gonna be. And trade like Sid. Yeah, I got it. I have it going. The problem with that is I'm doing so many different things, and none of them are making money right away. So just taking things are taking time. I mean, it's been what 4 months I don't have a job, so a little bit of my money I saved up from trading, and some savings. So I'm just gonna last myself for maybe like a year or so, and if nothing happens, I'll get a job. But Trade Like Sid will be going out. So I have University of Washington, like training people, Trade Like Sid, like basically telling people, like say. Analysis of the market. I'm not gonna do like fucking buy calls, buy whatever, fuck that. So what I'm gonna be doing is basically kind of like what I'm gonna be doing on Trading Show. This is like a trial run, and so it'll be more expanded. So it'll be like more like market outlook for this week and for the next month and the next year and stuff like that. So it's not like detail oriented, and so it's not like you buy an option, you'll be making millions of dollars, whatever. That's not what I'm gonna be doing. So I have that. I'm gonna be also use like different platforms, primarily trade stations. Since I experience in that, and think, oh, I should, I can't say that because of that non-compete rule. So there's some legalities involved there, so that's why I can start up, teaching people how to use like Thinkorswim and stuff like that right away. So there's like a year in which you can quote unquote compete with the company. So, but those are the basic teaching platforms, teaching people about the markets, trading, investing, advice, giving people like with and on so the basic that's where that's my goal. By the end of the year, everything should be set up. So those are the three big ones, and after that there might be some, I don't want to manage people's money because like Freddie does, like it's just that you still have to work. Like I mean this, because my brother's an inner marketer. We know this thing like the back of our hand. Once you set up like what I'm doing here, I mean it's like an autopilot after that versus like having accounts and talking to people and which is great. I mean if you're set up after 5 years and you got like 10, 20 clients and you got 10 million or 220 million under you or something, I mean, all you got to do then is make sure you don't lose your clients. That's it, right? But I don't know. I mean, I figured take this route. So, what else? I mean, what up, man? I got Derek here, Freddie, Aaron, Bacon. What up? Hey, what's happening at work? Anything? Is anyone dying yet? Because with I mean, you guys sit by all the Asians, all the Chinese, man. How's that working out for you? Check this out. Check this out. Infected. Right there, that's us. And that's right in the middle of Texas, right there. All right, all right. Derek, man, thank you for coming along and being a regular guest. You know, like I said, and one of these days, just get a mic. I'll get you in. I'll get all you guys in as co-hosts. You know what I was surprised by? There's no fucking not a single like trading channel and I was like, how the hell did I get this name? I mean, trade the trading show. I was like surprised nobody took it. And it's not. I've never even said I'm just doing this that way. I don't have to do my old channel and get another strike. COVID 2020. COVID for Prez. That's my president. Check this out. Check this guy out. Check the lady. Oh, she's a beautiful gal. Look at that. COVID 2020. All right, so I don't know. It's 9 o'clock. I guess I'll try to do. I'll do like what I usually do. What my the show is about is basically going over the markets in general. Los mojaquetes. Hey, if you're going shit, I've been trying to avoid like places where there's a lot of people because of Corona Chan. I don't want to take a chance, but if we go, we gotta make sure that we're like outside where there's not other people around. That's it. But I'm good. I'm down. Whenever you guys going. Like every day now, like every day, I'm going to like Kroger at 12 o'clock at night. Not every day, but whatever needs shit. Like at Walmart at 12 o'clock at night. What's up, Chico man? What up? All right, look at that. There's an Italian in the house. It's cool now. Yeah, like, hey, listen. Get N95 mask. So everyone sold out. Go to Home Depot. Go to Ace Hardware. Home Depot sold out too. I bought like 40 pack of them. Go to Ace Hardware. They know most people don't go there because nobody knows that. Uh, Kroger, yeah, is it really? I mean, all them fucking all those wipes and everything. No wonder. 33.47. Oh yeah, 251. They beat earnings by 50%. 90% of their sale was wipes and alcohol. Oh, Lucas, man, what the hell? I got Lucas in. How's life? And this like a TD gathering here. All right, all right. Yeah, you guys like get like your own mics, and I'll on Skype, or I'll find out like how to get you guys in. So if you want to like chime in, or you know and if it ever goes big, because I don't get paid on this thing, and YouTube doesn't pay that much anyway. But there's other ways to get paid and shit. So if you maybe down the line, like I said, I have an advantage in marketing. So if this pans out, at least this thing, because this is just one minor thing in many other things I'm doing. But if this pans out, we're gonna go to Patreon, and basically, if I get co-host, that's something we can look at too. Oh yeah, WebEx. Yeah, I'll set it up. I'll find out how to get that done. Yeah, man, I've been short the market. Hey, look at my other channel. It's Trader Sid, and that's why I said we were right, because I've been right all along. We were, I mean, and this Corona chain is much worse. I mean, it's than what people are making it out to be. And what what Fed does or what not doesn't matter. I mean, it's just bullshit. Well, it's not bullshit. Most other times would have been helpful, but a virus doesn't care about whatever. Virus doesn't care about rate cuts. What up, Billy? Xbox? What about Xbox? You can I guess I don't. So unfortunately, I don't play games. I don't. I have a Steam account. I haven't logged in a long time because Grand Theft Auto. They don't have a new Grand Theft Auto out, and the only thing I play is Rome Total War. I will get that out here. Oh, yeah, on Steam you can chat, right? Let's see. Twitch. I got it on. I'm streaming. I'm multi-streaming, which I'm breaking some people's rules. But I'm multi streaming on Twitch, D Live, pretty much everywhere. B Sauce? Who's B Sauce? Lucas, how's the drive, man? Oh, Baron. Yeah, Baron's channel. The Twitch. Is it getting big or what? How, what's he up to? I was up to like 10 people, and then a few left. Now it's 8. Bro, I got it's a pretty good day. After this, I'm making some barbecue outside. So I can't wait. When I'm done with this. So this is my first making sure my channel is working and everything. I said this is my first show for this channel, not the other one. So pretty good day. All right, all right. So, let's go. Go. You ask me anything, put everything in the chat, and this is just gonna be a little what I'm gonna be doing. Again, the process isn't 100% all put down permanent yet, but I'm gonna be kind of doing like a show about like exactly like what's happening in the market and what led up to it. And as the name says, it's very bad for trading. Prideful, but this is the internet, and oh, thank you, thank you. You know what? You're gonna be my first. You're gonna be my first choice for a co-host when I get big. It's a guarantee. All right, so think about it. Cooking with Lucas. Let's cook some trade with Luke. Oh yeah, man. You know what? Let's get started. Let's get started. And we're gonna go over why I've been right. And sure, it's bad for your trading key, but who the hell gives a shit? This is the internet. All right. There's some channels that I fucked up. What the fuck? Whatever. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Toss. Which one I got? I think I got Toss, not Trade Station. Yeah, Toss. Cool. All right, let's switch. All right, all right, all right. So who cares about volatility? We care for now. Yeah, so basically what happened is this whole Corona thing is a lot worse than people made it out to be, right? And essentially and my first video I made about the market was like last Sunday, and the whole thing was that on Friday when the market went up, right? The whole thing was that was just essentially short covering. If you looked at other asset flows, all the people were going into, even if the market went up, the people were moving into like 2 year, 10 years, basically treasuries, right? So you're seeing that pretty much everyone is in kind of a risk off mode, even when the market's going up. Now, technically speaking, you might have the market go up because you have external China or Europe, people are getting out of there, right? So you might see if they want to speculate in the stateside market. However, though, everyone's really scared, and because nobody at first, didn't care about shit, because pretty much everyone lied, and they had no fucking clue, including everyone in government to, these are all people who go to the same school, same everything, and so nobody wants to panic. Nobody wants to be that guy to say, what, this is bad, right? Because if it's not bad, as everyone knows he said bad and it didn't pan out, and he's out of a job, or more importantly, that people will call him stupid and to give him shit, right? And on the other hand, nobody wants to take that hit. So, let's see. I'm making sure. Okay. Someone texted. Corona Chan. I got Trevor. He texted me. He said, "Did I discuss the Corona Chan?" Yeah. This is all about Corona Chan. So essentially, what happened is that from January, this virus is something that nobody has seen before, and this thing, like a motherfucker. This thing, at obviously everyone was talking about the eating habits of China, some Chinese, right? I can't go and myself because I'm on YouTube, because I already get a strike in my real account, on my other personal account, so I gotta kind of take it back and kind of pull it back a little bit. So what happened is that was the theory at first, but what people didn't know at first was that, a lot of people still don't know, is that the Chinese biological warfare, and they have genetic labs in the same city, and usually, other nations smarter than that, they will put them in like in some small place, in the country or something like that, and they get isolated, because if they have a leak or something, nobody knows. Not only nobody knows, it doesn't spread. So there's a lot of reasons that are going behind it, and at first it did not mutate so much, but it was mutating at a much higher rate. It was only affecting Asian people. Now it's mutating into other variants and all over the. It's like a mixture of HIV and SARS and bad bad coronavirus. So it's really like they said, it's novel. It is a novel virus. The problem with that is that this thing, it's highly infectious, highly contagious, because it gets spread through spit, eating, gets spread through the air if you breathe it in, and also if you fart. And believe it or not, apparently farting is the worst thing, because when you fart, it apparently harder than like when you breathe. It's at least that fact I don't know, right? Because it's fucking it, but it's stuck out in my mind. The point being, it's easy to spread. Number two is that it hides for a long time, so you may be asymptomatic for about up to 2 to 4 weeks. So if you think about it, like, for example, you didn't show any kind of symptoms. So in other words, you can go to your job, you can do this, that, all the. You could be labor in a factory in China, and all like everyone fine. All of a sudden, after 4 weeks, they all say I can go to work, right? So then essentially industrial production went down. So if you look at the Chinese PMI, the first quarter for this quarter, for the first 2 months, the PMI went from 50% to 30%, 35%. I'm sure, you guys know what a PMI is, but if someone else listening to it, if they don't know, essentially it's just like a survey in a sense of like the most important industrial companies out, all along the supply chain, from the bottom guy who's making it all the way to the stores that are getting it. So that's what I was actually going to look up what was their forward-looking outlook. Some of the companies like AMD still have the outlook. I mean, it's still the same. They're keeping the same, but auto is kind of like want something else because it affects everything, right? Cars, um, production, shipments, transportation. So that's like a bellwether. But essentially, let's step back a little bit. That this disease is I don't know if you guys know about this or not. Maybe it's a rehash, but this is the underpinning that's what's really moving the market. Forget everything else. And if Fed cut and whatnot doesn't matter. It matters, but not. I don't think it's gonna matter enough to counter Corona Chan. And so what happened is that, and that's the other thing is that everyone else, including the WHO, and those people are just appointed because of some reason and by someone, and in other words, are mostly incompetence. And even our Trump, he went up there and he's a confident man. The biggest thing in a politician, right? The biggest thing that you want is confidence, and that's he can't say, hey, go panic, right? What's he gonna say? Go panic? No. So he's gonna say it's all good, right? But the problem with that is that it's more likely than not this is just a show, like and he had a CDC guy up there and he started talking. This is on Monday, and he started talking. It's like, well, this is not this disease doesn't have any reinfection rate. So reinfection is basically like corona. If you get it, for up to 40-20% of people will still have it. So in other words, they'll get reinfected again, and when they get reinfected, it's a worse form. And Corona can attack you in your liver, in your heart. It attacks this is why this might be a biological weapon. That's some of the theory, because it will attack your dick. It will attack your testes. It'll make you impotent. So it's if you're impotent, right? So you can't fuck. Whatever. So there's a lot of behind the scenes. There's a lot of things happening, and it spreads like a motherfucker. Nobody knows what's happening. Like when it came to the States, at first, they didn't check anyone, and for example, like Italy checked up to like 12,000 people before it was big. The state, like America, tested 400 people, right? People were put in like voluntary quarantine, which is bullshit. I mean, like voluntary, and now to find out people, they go to like shop, they go to Kroger or whatever because they're voluntary. They try to avoid people, but you still get in touch with people, right? So people were they were not getting tested. They'll be in quarantine, but then they will lose in quarantine. Like this happened in San Antonio. It happens in California a lot. New York too. So you have then you have the test kits that are sent out. They don't work. And at first, the health personnel that was taking care of, they didn't have any what you call them, the clothing or the kits that you need to wear. I forget what the fuck they call them. So they didn't have those. They didn't have those kind of stuff either. Protective gear to deal with the patients. So essentially, you have like one fuck up. So this thing, more than likely, is just just on the background, just getting worse and worse and worse. And so that's why the market's doing doing worse. It's not because or whatever, because remember, before the market went down last year, essentially we were in the same boat. I actually made a video in my old channel saying that like basically we're probably going to be up market unless something happens. Which who would have thought this will happen? But because basically the same boat as we were before this Corona Chan, right? So what happens is that whatever the Fed does, it might help in the short term, maybe. But if this thing is as bad as as I think, or as bad as a lot of people who thinking that this might be as bad as basically a lot of people there and people not taking this seriously, then we will have a situation where whatever the Fed does, it doesn't matter. Like whether whatever market they do, or even fiscal policy, or behavioral finance. They make people feel good by giving them free money to go buy shit, right? None of those things will convince a fucking worker in China to go back to work and cough. Like they're coughing. That's what they're doing, not working. So and so in other words, that all these things doesn't really necessarily help it. They help the market in general. They might prop it up here, there. To what extent? That's the thing basically I don't have confidence that it's going to do anything because rate cuts don't fight infections, especially infection that keeps on mutating like a motherfucker, right? That's interesting. Also, stats that came like Nomura Bank, which is the biggest bank in Japan. Think of them like the Goldman Sachs of Japanese banks, right? In the sense that they do a lot of research, like new market research, researching like labor markets, all this kind of stuff, and their labor. There was a news, like Xi Jinping, the Chinese prime minister or the premier. He was saying that Chinese workers are back to work, whereas most estimates done by have like foreign investments in China. For example, Nomura, they found their research is that only about 25% of the people in China, because in China, most people who go to work, factory workers, we're speaking of essentially manufacturing workers, manufacturers, and those guys, only 25% of them actually are going to work. So in other words, they had the Chinese New Year and I forget what festival it was, and so 20 people in China, most workers actually come from like a different town and they go back. Like they don't like go to Fort Worth and I had a job at Fort Worth, let me live in Fort Worth. It doesn't do that. It's like, oh, they're from like Tyler or something, right? And they came to Fort Worth and worked for 3 months and took a vacation or whatever. They're home still in Tyler. They don't consider themselves Fort Wortharians or whatever. They're Tylerians. You get the picture. So those guys in China, for example, only 25% of the people went back to work, right? Because the cities are a debt trap. And so this is really why would the biggest manufacturing place on earth by far, just having them going out of line, off the grid, basically destroys everything. Like in the sense that supply lines and supply everywhere, supply chains are basically, it'll take months at this point. And if it gets worse, I mean, it's already bad. It'll be, quarters in the States, not business, but that will affect here too if, they don't stop it. And I had another point I was going to make. I totally forgot what that was. But anyway, so as we were looking at the market before, I know I got this stuck on this picture, and I've been going on my big tangent. So basically, we're looking at Sunday, and we were, like my theory was that on Sunday, that little bar was basically short covering. If you look at hammer size, the momentum, it did not move up. It was just basically, more than likely most people covering the shorts. And if you look at the volume was up, yet the market didn't move much. And so that was something that, it went down so bad that, why am I going to take overnight over the weekend risk? And so since then, if you look at it, essentially, what I was thinking is it's probably going to come down to this is going for Aaron's question, where I think there might be a floor. If this is a bear market, it's a correction for sure. If it becomes a bear market, maybe at the 28.50, I think it'll test it. If it breaks there, if this Corona chain is there in the news for the next 1 or 2, 3 quarters, if this becomes something that gets out of hand, then we're gonna, recession, who knows? But it's definitely already correction. It could easily roll into a bear market if it doesn't get up and get above the 31.20 level or so. back on Monday, so we were looking at the 2850 was on the low end. It's like a master level. If it breaks, it's basically it's just sell, I guess. But we were looking at 2979 is something that's forming. That's the level where it's at if you go back. And this is not didn't do a good job of getting this line. I don't know. I'm not even checking the chat. Let me see. Let me look at the chat. How might reduce? Oh, okay. I don't know. They'll be the gay guys. I mean, they'll spend a lot of money on stupid shit. Uh, okay. Pence will save us. No, it won't. No, um, so going into it, it just looks like the price action it's to the downside. So, and there's more strength as it's moving. There's more strength as it's moving down and as it's moving up. It's just simply more congested. There's less volume. There's a lot of things that are going into it. So, that's the I wrote some shit over here. Okay. Yeah. So if you look at it right now, right there, right. So this is on the daily on SPX, and let's see. Okay, so hourly, intraday, right? You see like how basically the volume is now is tapering off as it's moving up, right? But that's basically it's showing like weakness, right? Also, if you look at the price action as it's moving down, it really went down a lot on higher volume. If you looked at some of the other stats, let's look at market internals. Okay, let's go. All right, so right. So market internal. I mean, you can see like on a daily basis what's happening with the market is that on days that go down, there simply is like more shares that are going. Even on days go up. There were a few days where the market went up, but the total number of issues did not actually move up. In other words, they were not in green. This is just volume, as you can see. This is Monday. Sorry, it was Friday. Let me go back. This was 28. No. This was Monday. Oh yeah, Monday. I was expecting the market to go up. Because essentially it's a holdover. On Saturday night, there was a lot of futures action to the upside. So it was a kind of like a rebound, but you see like how there's more sellers and the rebound is now kind of tapering off. Not a whole lot of volume that's going up, and then you look at. Damn it. Oh, motherfucker. Where's that at? Declined issues. Oh, fuck. Whatever. Okay, but what I was gonna show is like the total number of shares that were. There you go. What the fuck? What does it say? The difference? Chat. Oh, chat. Help me. Oh, fuck it. Whatever. Um, so if you looked at the number of shares that were, you can see that like the number of shares that was not as high as the number of shares that were moving on the days that were going down. So all in all, it's just that we are in a we're basically there's more strength to the downside, to the this basically bears are some they're in control now. You have the some of the other reason market went up. Yesterday was of Bernie, and I was doing a stream on Super Tuesday, and I got cut in the middle of the fucking stream by YouTube because I was like streaming the Sun's feeds, the Sun and CNN or whatever, and they actually code their feed, and so I got they say, oh, you're like stealing other people's shit. But what happened is that with Bernie being not an issue, I mean not an issue, that he's still an issue, but now the clear strong front runner, and the Democratic Party is basically doing this in the background, where basically they're sidelining Bernie, which the market generally took that as a positive note, and so generally speaking, that kind of was one of the reasons. And so, well, the political things that have been happening this whole week is what been in the news, and Corona Chan is not. So that's another reason why markets are also going up, right? So once that Corona comes into the picture again, markets have been going up with that news. What happens when it comes back? My bet is it's going to be going down, and I think it's going to retest the 2850 level, and that level goes back way in the past. It's a strong level. I was looking at 3120 at the like a week level to the upside. 3030 where it was like to the downside because it bounced up on the start of the week. I was waiting. If 33 was broken, we're gonna be looking up about 3120 or so. That was the weak level, but that level held, and that level is more strong. It's a stronger level now. That level got proven, right? And prices are getting congested. Volume is tapering off as the market's moving up. I'm gonna show you a few other things. Look at the relationship of the market. We looked at the market internals. I still can't fucking believe I can't find that thing where it shows the difference between the up and down total issues in New York Stock Exchange or S&P. Hey, this not ticks. Not option stats. Oh, whatever. Let's fuck it. I mean, I saw it before, and I'm speaking the truth. That's all that matters. So, yeah. So, I don't know what was it saying. Yeah. So, the levels. So, basically, I mean, as I'm sure other some people that I talked to, or people who know how to trade. Basically, I just look at levels. I don't care. I mean, chart actions, but what matters. And if you look at the levels, basically, there's this is a proven level now. About 31, 32 and 32 to 50 is the two other levels to the upside. And more than likely, my bet is it's not probably gonna get there. On the lower side, you have 2980 or so, and then the next low is 2850. Essential 2880 or so go out, and there's those right there is you seeing like the top of previous markets, which was resistance, then it went up, broke through, then it tested it, then it went up again, it tested again, and then finally the market went at the end of the year. So that's basically a level that a lot of people in the past have into it and said, you know what, that's a good entry point. They're still there, and if it goes down, some of them might sell out. So after 2980, you're looking at 28.50 or so, and that's another good level because if you look back, that was also the level. You don't have to be perfect. Like this is not science. Like a general area zone, and that's the level that's on the low end, and that was the on the trough of some of the other levels back in the middle of the year last year. So in all, I think that the market is really geared to go down again. Um, Down market usually every Friday is a down day, or in other words, the market closes on Friday, and it's a red bar, right? So this again every week it's been going down, and so chances are once you have 2 weeks that go down, and potentially you can form a channel, right? And let's see. So basically, you can form a channel, right? So you had 2 down days, 2 down markets before. Even though this market was up, it was really the last Friday. It closed up. It didn't really, still was down for the week, right? The same thing is on a down market. Usually, every Friday is is a red bar basically, or it's on the low. Obviously it's lower than what it was on Monday. But just speaking, that it's losing strength. Um, I was looking at the. There you go. So again, the volume's coming off. It's losing probably be on the lower side. I don't think it's gonna go too low. And you got people that are looking to short into it. They're probably in a short position. So they might go to like 29.80, which is still plenty, right? I mean, that'll be just a ballpark idea. Again, these are kind of like a ballpark general guideline. Things move and you adjust as they move. Few other things to look at. Here it's up, right? And the yields are freaking like some of the yields are I think like on the closer ones closer is like below 1% now. Dollar. It was funny thing is that people would go into while the market's going up, going down, dollar's also going down. So we know that people are not gonna go in dollar because nobody's in short term anymore. So people are trying to basically going the safety, going to safety and safe assets, flight to quality, and get a little bit of get a little interest of whatever they can make for now. So that's where they're at. It's the same story, and that's the story that probably be running the market for the next few days. Holy shit, man! I've been just talking for half an hour without a break. So that's tomorrow. Maybe look at the market at 29.80 if it breaks that at 33. Sorry, 3,030, and if it stays around where it's at now, if it tests it, it will either hold or it will break it and go to the upside. If it does, then you saw it. Was 31. Was uh, 31.25 or so, and that's a strong level now. It's been tested multiple times. Uh, Shit. Anyone got any questions? How might it affect the market? It won't. Like it might affect people in the future. That's possible. And yeah, in other words, that there's low labor participation, and basically there's going to be more of a deflationary pressure. Things will, there'll be rising prices. Things of cost of things will go up, stuff like that. But so cost of prices will go down. But nothing for now. You know, although Instagram will be hit. Instagram will be out of business if that happens. Their earning per share will be like freaking going right through the fucking bottom. anyway, that's my story, and that was gonna be like basically the way my show will go, like on a regular basis. Um, Anyone has any questions or anything like that? I know this is the first time you've seen my shit. Um, and so that's why I don't know where to start from and everything. So I started from there. And I know someone, with Bacon and Derek, they saw my stuff before. Um, let's see. Anyone on Restream? No, no chats there. Uh, you know what I gotta do? I gotta do like picture in picture. That way, like, it's not just me talking, and it's not like, okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. This is better. Much better. For some reason, it's bleeding. All right. Cool. Awesome. That thing. That thing. Oh. Yeah. Looks like well, I've been talking for some time. What's The Handmaid's Tale? Huh? Is that a movie? Ah, okay. It is a movie. Cool. All right. Looks like, dudes, everyone has left, or looks to be almost everyone has left. Um, it's all time for me to shut it down then. It was a great time. Thank you for coming to my first ever show on the trading show, the first ever episode. And hopefully next time on, I get to talk to you guys and I get to see more of you guys all the time. You know, stay in touch. And one of these days, I'll find a way to get people on. And that way I can, get people on and, have, co-host and shit like that. So, with that said, have an awesome night, everyone. Everyone, the best time. Stay safe. Stay safe. With all the, other Asian, with Asia Pacific and everything. So, anyway, check you guys later. And again, stay safe. See you guys.